The year is 2013, and smartphones have officially broken into the mainstream. It is no longer the case that smartphones are reserved for the elite businessmen or tech-savvy consumers. Nowadays, most cell phone users have smartphones and benefit from their powerful features. Because smartphones have rapidly become hot commodities, various manufacturers are ramping up the competition by offering more quality smartphones with cutting-edge specifications. Every few months, new smartphones come out with faster processors, bigger screens, with higher pixel density, and sleeker designs, which cause the previous generation of smartphones to become obsolete. The rapid influx of new smartphones in the marketplace can be confusing to consumers, which is why smartphones are often researched and compared to the competition. This evaluation compares what we consider the most important features of four smartphones commonly used in 2013. The smartphones used for testing consist of a Samsung Galaxy S3, an iPhone 4S, an iPhone 5, and an HTC 8X.
The first feature tested on the smartphones is Wi-Fi speed. Wi-Fi speed is deemed an important feature to compare since many useful smartphone capabilities require internet connectivity to be useful. All tests were recorded using a speedtest.net app on Syracuse University's Air Orange X wireless network. The iPhone 4S does not support the 802.11a band because it is an older phone, and it also does not support 5 GHz frequencies on 802.11n, which probably accounts for its lower download speed. The rest of the phones, the iPhone 5, Galaxy S3, and 8X, have more modern wireless chipsets, so they have more comparable download speeds.
Cellular speed was tested next. Cellular speed is rated more heavily than Wi-Fi speed since smartphone users more typically rely on cellular connections more often than Wi-Fi connection to connect to the internet when using their phone. Again, this iPhone 4S comes up short, but this time it is because the iPhone 4S does not have the ability to connect to 4G like the Galaxy S3, iPhone 5, and 8X. While it might seem like the Galaxy S3 is the clear winner, differences in cellular carrier and the time of the day the phone was tested accounted for the major differences in on-road and or download speed.
While we were comparing the processors of the smartphones, we did not want to rely on benchmarks to evaluate the processors, since we found that a slight difference in benchmark performance did not equate to noticeable performance increases. We decided to compare each phone's processor architecture instead. The Galaxy S3 and HTC 8X both have the same dual-core Qualcomm S4 running at 1.5 GHz, so their performance in this category are identical. The iPhone 5 uses a dual-core Apple A6 processor running at 1 GHz, so its performance will be similar to the other smartphones with dual-core processors, like the 8X and Galaxy S3. Again, the iPhone 4S, being the oldest phone among the ones we tested, lags behind a little bit with an older Apple A5 processor running at 800 MHz. But the A5 processor is still dual-core, so its performance is comparable to the iPhone 5, 8X, and Galaxy S3. To compare each smartphone's browser, we looked at each individual layout engine each browser used and the score each browser received on a SunSpider JavaScript benchmark. The Galaxy S3, iPhone 4S, and iPhone 5 all use WebKit to render web pages, while the 8X uses Trident to render web pages. The iPhone 4S's older processor caused the phone to have the worst score among the phones we tested, since the processor affects browser performance. The HTC 8X has the same processor as the Galaxy S3, yet it completed the benchmark around 550 milliseconds faster, so perhaps the Trident engine used for the 8X's browser is responsible for the better performance. The iPhone 5 came in second, with the 8X barely taking first. To test battery life, we looked at the type of physical battery each smartphone was equipped with, and we determined the estimated battery life of each phone by keeping track of the battery life during day-to-day use. The Galaxy S3 has a removable battery, which is a plus since it allows users to extend smartphone use by carrying additional batteries and using them when one battery's charge is used up. The Galaxy S3 also has the largest reported battery capacity in this evaluation, at 21 milliamps per hour. The 8X only has an 1800 milliamp per hour battery, and Apple does not specify the exact capacity of the battery in the iPhone 4S and iPhone 5. During day-to-day use, we found that the Galaxy S3 had the best battery life, with the iPhone 5 being a close second. The HTC 8X had the worst battery life, while the iPhone 4S came in third. While the Galaxy S3, HTC 8X, and iPhone 5 are all comparable and equally capable smartphones, the 4S lags behind a little bit in most categories because it is an older smartphone compared to the other phones in our evaluation. Still, the 4S is a capable smartphone that has most of the modern smartphone features and decent performance. The biggest knock against the 4S is its lack of 4G connectivity, something that the 8X, Galaxy S3, and iPhone 5 all have, which drastically improves download and upload speeds when off Wi-Fi. While the 8X, Galaxy S3, and iPhone 5 all had similar performance, we believe the iPhone 5 had the best combination of performance while not compromising battery life. Therefore, we choose the iPhone 5 to be the winner in this evaluation.